Make sure my volume is up. So I had that problem last time. Let's see. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yep, got good volume. Okay, I just came from my fan page. I took out an ad on Facebook to promote it, and I'm getting even women liking the page. Wow. Now that's kind of surprised me. I'm happy. It looks like I'll be able to market my business a bit further on Facebook at least. I still haven't fixed my problem with Google. I know what the problem was. I linked out a page directly to one of my pages where they want to see your privacy policy and all the other legal stuff at the bottom of the page, links to it. So because I didn't have that, they banned my site to be able to advertise to. I've got to fix that, which I'll take care of this weekend. Unfortunately, it's not good because that means I can't advertise on YouTube. I decided to go ahead and advertise my business as I'm doing right now. I've been vacillating about it, whether or not to continue and stuff like that, and I actually do enjoy it. I do enjoy it, even though I don't like the bad parts of this business. But I enjoy it when people are very successful and they listen to what I say and they do it and they achieve the success. That makes it kind of worthwhile. I was looking at my dance videos and that I put out back then, and I'm thinking, wow, I need to do more products like that. And I'm looking at other stuff that I've done and said, I've done a lot of stuff. From my ebook on how to create hypnotic profiles to the videos I did, looking at my POF product, how to pimp out your POF. My private coaching is no longer open. I said only 5 guys, so don't look for that. I'm teaching guys how to talk to girls online and use POF. Excuse me. My father, we had loud coughs and loud sneezes. So, Michael Nolan says, cheers, man. It's good. Okay. Michael Nolan, he gets on a loop. It takes him a couple of weeks to get out of the loop. He's on self-awareness right now for awkward guys. What good does it do you to become self-aware of your own awkwardness? I'll answer that for you. By becoming more self-aware, you learn what not to do. And self-awareness is a matter of just looking at yourself, watching yourself, studying yourself. You got to be able to step outside of your body and look back at yourself. Like when you're getting goofy around a chick, stop and then observe yourself. When I had the stuttering problem, that's what I did. I stopped talking, I observed myself, and that's way back in the 8th and 9th grade. I was a bad stutterer at one time, very bad. Yeah. But Michael Nolan, you're on a loop, and it's going to take a couple weeks before you get out of the loop. Remember, it was the nice guy thing that you constantly harp on about, and that book for nice guys and shit like that. I'll put it in my bookstore. By the way, I do have a bookstore on my blog of books that I recommend. I'll open it up again for you fellows so you can go get the books that I recommend. I've checked them out. I belong to the Kindle program where you pay monthly and you read X amount of books for free. So I've checked all these books out that were available for me. Others I just looked at and I said, and looked at what they're about. I went to the chapters. That's a damn good book. So I do actually recommend other people out there. There's one brother named Gentry that's doing a lot of rip-off stuff, and his books are poorly written, but his game is raw. So I might recommend a couple of some of his stuff. It's all in the area of, dating and shit like that, or stuff like that. So let me get back to what I was talking about. I've enjoyed my time when it was good in this community. Not enjoyed it when it was bad, of course. Boban mentioned the trolls and shit like that, and that's what brings the whole thing down. I want to continue the conversation on energy and vibration. What I've noticed, if you have an element of your life that you're not happy with, it affects every other aspect of your life. If you have something that doesn't make you happy, then it's going to fuck up everything else that you do. For example, you fellas who are struggling with your dating, how successful have you been in your life? Not very, right? Notice that? It's like the two go hand in hand. When you have an area that makes you feel bad inside, then that bad feeling is going to come out in everything that you do. It's like, imagine a dark energy invading your body and it spreads everywhere. That's what it's like. As they say, so it is within, so it is without. So it is above, so it is below. So whatever is going on in the outer world is a complete reflection of what's going on inside of your inner world. When I wasn't happy, things didn't work right for me. I go back to when I was married. I wasn't happy. I was in a hell. I was in a cage that I couldn't even, I had the keys to the cage, but I didn't walk out of it. It took me 8 years to walk out of that cage. And even then, I didn't really want to leave my kids. I'm not one of those blacks that abandoned his kids. I'm the old school. I'm the original school. So I was unhappy. I was working at a job that made me unhappy. It wasn't until I started working on those issues inside of myself. For example, let's see, what came first? Yeah. I changed my personal life. I got my first apartment. I'd never had an apartment before, by the way. My girlfriend and ex-wife, same person, had the apartment. So I went out and got my first apartment. I started teaching aerobics, and I lived on that money. I left my family. Well, I didn't leave my family. I was there 3 days a week, practically. I got a lot of dinners over there. But she understood that I felt like I hadn't lived my life yet, because she stopped taking her birth control pills so that she would get pregnant, because she knew that I was the type of guy that was a nice guy and that would marry her. So, and the same thing happened to my father. Same thing happened to my son, Tracy. My mom deliberately got pregnant with me. It seemed like once that energy gets in the family, you got to break it. Like if there's an energy of incest in the family, it passes on to the kids, and then the kids infect their kids because they do things to them. That energy has to be broken. And I'm hoping that my son Tracy will be able to break the energy that's happened to him, that's continued from father to son to son. Things do come out as an energetic thing in your family and also in life. Okay? So getting back to my story, I was extremely unhappy. I did it. Like I said in a recent video, I ran home after we went to Reno with the bimbo at the wedding chapel, and I ran home crying like a little bitch. I was 19, just turned 19, and I settled down. I loved going to school, but I always wanted to go away and go to college. Be in a dorm and all that, but that was gone. I had to step up and be a man. I didn't know how to be a father either. I didn't know how to be a father. I just this image of a father, even my dad wasn't like that, as being this stern, stout man. For example, my kids were little. They had the little waders on. I threw them in the pool. You guys are going to learn to swim. They still remember that to this day, how terrified they were. So I was unhappy. Everything around me was shitty. I worked at a company I hated every second of. They gave me a blood pressure test at the age of 20. It It was high. The woman said as high as 80-year-old man's. All because of this in here was bad. Everything on the outside was shitty. There were some good moments though during my marriage that I enjoyed. When we went to the drive, we were poor also. I actually liked that because we were closer back then. We ate chicken. Her and I, we ate chicken backs, and we bought potatoes, made fries. Chicken backs were cheap. This is the back of a chicken. You could buy a bunch of them for $1. And we went to $2 per carload movies. Those are the happiest times of my life. When I think back, the only thing that came close to that when I first started dating Jovina, I felt this, as I talked about, this euphoric energy because I had found I had a good woman by me. It was before my little brother passed too. Anyway, and I had, I was doing my thing back then. So she was like on the team, and I was trying to meld her into the team. And I had mother females, so I'll just say that. And anyway, I was happy. But back then, those were the things that, that gave me peace. They gave me happiness. Taking the kids to drive, they always fell asleep. Her and I would watch the movie. We'd stay there till midnight, and then, take my car and go home, drive home. I had just started working at Pacific Bell. I had been in a car accident, and I couldn't walk. So I was feeling pain inside. That pain actually came out on the outside too. So I ended up with a job I couldn't stand. I left a job that I actually halfway enjoyed. I was working at a company called Shortstop as a night manager. Basically, I'm the fool that they stuck on night shift to be there all by himself all night long to get robbed. I never got robbed though. So as I look back on that, I realized I was creating the conditions of negativity because I was very negative inside. If that makes sense. When you're unhappy, it comes out on the outside. You find yourself in situations that increase your unhappiness. I only have to look at my own mother. My own mother, she never should have stayed with my father. My dad was a player. But she, because he's light-skinned and she's dark-skinned, that whole scenario, if you're black, you know what I'm talking about. They don't leave him. But she was unhappy inside. She created a world of dysfunction and unhappiness outside within our family structure. We grew up, went our own ways. I didn't see my little brother for years. And I look back and I realized that was coming out of, the dysfunction that my mother created because she was unhappy. So I learned from that. I learned that when I was married, I didn't want to live my life like her. I didn't want to grow up. I didn't want to continue to be unhappy. I always wanted to look for happiness in my life, as you guys should. If you're in a relationship that doesn't make you happy, then you need to leave that relationship because you're going to create negativity inside you. That negativity is going to come out in your life. Shit will just happen. So you've got to wake up and change that situation that you find yourselves in. You don't want to stay in a situation where it makes you feel bad. And so many guys do that. I have a fellow on my forum. He just came to the forum or came back to the forum, I believe. And he had found a girlfriend for a while, some fat bitch. And the fat female dumped him. And then he got all bummed out. But he was in a situation where it wasn't any good relationship anyway. She treated him badly. No man should ever be with one that treats him badly, ever. Ever. Okay? The times are different. We see women are becoming more masculine. I just watched a video on some cross trainers. And these females from the back, if you just look at their upper bodies, they look like dudes. The V-shaped back, all the muscles popping out. One of my girlfriends was a bodybuilder, but I didn't like that look. The 8-pack abs, no softness, just hard. I could tell you for sure that it's like being in bed with a dude. So many muscles popping out. Even though I was a bodybuilder too, I didn't like it in my female. I like some softness. And that's because I'm masculine. I don't have the feminine programming that's in the current males out there today. And I see this going on again and again in the TV shows. I just watched Van Helsing #4. And they had a character in there that got turned back from a vampire. He wakes up and starts screaming like a female because there's a woman hanging in front of him. He screamed like a female. I'm telling Jovina, that's not masculine. Men don't wake up and see a woman hanging and scream like a female. And then they cut to another scene, and there was a blonde dude, you know, he had a good jawbone, stood up, it was a chick. Big man jawbone, the dimple in the chin. And these times we live in, fellas, I want to go out in the desert and just be by myself. I don't know how you guys put up with it. Do it. I'm looking at all these chicks. I'm on a group called Workout 2.0 or something like that. And every now and then you see these chicks, these short, cute chicks, but their bodies are all buffed out. Like, what the fuck? Nobody wants to fuck that. She might snap your neck with her thighs and shit. And I feel sorry for you guys who are out there hunting to find a decent mate in today's time and climate. It's bad out there. I recognize many of you have been feminized, I've said so many times, and women, the opposites happen to them. They're more masculine. And they'll come up and snatch you off a chair and drag you to the floor. It is weird times that we live in. It's extremely weird. Again, I don't know how you guys do it. I couldn't do it. I'm glad I'm in the older generation. Now, if I were to be single, I would go for older chicks. I don't believe an old dude should be dating young chicks. I don't have that kind of fetish. I want someone that I can talk to also. I'm not just out for sex. I'm not cheap and superficial. So I would want someone that would be able to, you know, make me happy in all the ways I want it to be. Okay? And when you're going by your energy and vibration, that's what you're going to attract to you. Now, if you're feminine side, you're going to attract a more masculine female to you. The two of you will balance each other out. I've noticed the more masculine I became as I start growing as a man, the more feminine the women showed up. The first chick I had, her nickname was Buzz. And this is back in the 80s. She had the side of her head shaved, that 80s, you know, faux hawk comb over thing. And she was just like a 5 or 6, if I can number her. She was like a 5. She had a nice ass. I like thick thighs and big calves, so she had that, small waist. But the hair thing, and the way she talked. And she read sci-fi like I did. But that's where I was. I was getting out of the marriage that I didn't enjoy, and I started, you know, attracting women based on my energy level. The next one was Susie. Susie was a cute version of the first one. She was feminine. She was half Irish, Michael Nolan, half of you, and half of Jovina, half Portuguese. Like Irish people, they have those huge calves. She had big calves. But as I became more masculine, she had the femininity within her. As I started growing, in my physique, because I was teaching aerobics back then. I wasn't even lifting weights yet. I had like 14-inch arms at one time, small arms. And I think, you know, she was getting close to my size because we both started lifting weights together, Susie and I. But I used to be 159 pounds, by the way, fellas. 159. I couldn't gain weight because I was teaching so much, you know, aerobics so much. I was teaching this really super hard class, and I burned everything off. I had to teach my body how to gain weight in order to put on some size. Let me take a break from Michael Nolan says Homer Simpson tends to laugh like a girl and cry like a girl. There's a lot of femme stuff going on in The Simpsons. Same TV. It gets you false sense of reality to the real. Yes. You got to be careful what TV shows you watch. So I was talking about as I begin to change, I begin to track, my energy begin to change, I begin to attract different types of women. My energy grew again. I attracted a dime. But that dime was all fucked up sexually inside. It wasn't good sex. But I started attracting more dime pieces that were, in taking my classes. I hadn't really started hitting the clubs on a regular basis yet to grow my natural game. So, Fire Lizard, give me your comment right now. I don't have time to go look for a video that you're talking about. So do your comment again so I can answer it for you, okay? Let's use our heads now. I'm doing a show. Obviously, I can't go look for it, That'd be stupid, right? Now that you're aware of that, go ahead and leave the comment for me, okay? All right, so as I changed inside, the outer world changed. As I became happier, it became easier to find females. Women like a man with a happy vibe, a good vibe, in other words. Good energy, positive energy. If you're unhappy because you don't have women, do you know that you're dragging around a whole shit of negativity around you? You show up like bad luck Schleprock on the Flintstones or Pigpen on Linus. It's like a cloud of dust around you. It's important that you try to find some measure of happiness in your life. Like yesterday, I did a show on my Facebook account on how to get the right photos with the right smile. And I asked you to remember something that made you happy. And now everybody has something that made you happy. Think back to a birthday gift you got or Christmas present that made you happy if you have to. Now, I thought back to my first car, that 64 Riviera Grand Sport. God. Headliner was tore up, but it was mine. I saved my money for my first fucking car. I can't make a long comment here. Well, it won't get answered, man. Go cut and paste it and then paste it in there. Because I am not going to go look for a goddamn thing like that. Just read it. It's something you need to read. I'll have to read it another time, man. Okay? I mean, think about it. I'm doing a live show here. Use your head, man. What's your view on aromatherapy, diffusers, and salt lamps for women when you're bringing them over? I don't have an experience with that there, brother. I used poopery in my house or in my pad. That's my own experiment. It's on your last video. Which video was that? Oh, to Boban and Aries. Are you giving me like suggestions? I can read that another time, man. Okay? It's not that serious. Because my last video was on Boban and Aries, their fella. All right, so let me get back to what I'm talking about. I don't have any experience on diffusers, salt lamps, none of that shit, man. Microdome, for me, when I'm high, okay, I don't do the high thing. The microdome. Guys, I don't smoke dope or weed. I'm one of the few blacks you'll ever meet that doesn't, well, you never met me, but that you'll see that doesn't smoke weed. I didn't fall for that shit. I don't have a reason to get high. Why would I want to bend my reality? I like my reality as it is. Oh, he means high vibe. Okay, Michael. So he says, for me, when I'm high, I just feel confident to be around, and women tend to like us. And sure, yes, they like that positive vibe. A bitch flirted with me, and she took me out. Fire Lizard says, I paid for her shit. She took you out, but you paid for the meals? Is that what you're saying, Fire Lizard? Alpha Male Network, I heard it gives a good smell. You mentioned vanilla oils for the apartment house. No, I mentioned vanilla oil for your body. I never said, ever said for the apartment or house. Never thought of it. I wouldn't have a female come over and have some aromatizer running, and I think it's doing a little bit too much. It reminds me of the cheap 70s guy that has the button you press and the bed falls down. Fireless says, and then I gave my number, but it'd been weeks. I got text from her. Wait. So a female flirted with you. She took you out, but you paid. That means she must have suggested, why don't you take me out? So she basically used you as a fool, Fire Lizard. She used you. She flirted with me because I talked to her. I got no text from dude. So she got a free meal out of you. Chalk up to the game. Don't hoe chase females. Look for ones that are actually giving you eye contact, that actually want to be with you. I got no text. It's been weeks. Her dude. She had a dude. Wow, it gets worse and worse, man. So basically the female had a boyfriend. You thought you would fuck that dude's woman. She got you to take her out and pay for it, and then she disappeared. Fire Lizard. You got played, dude. Okay? You shouldn't even be talking about it. I mean, it's been weeks. You should have gotten over that, moved on a long time ago. How come you guys don't, when you realize you made a fool of, how come you guys don't realize that and then move on? Fire Lizard, how come you didn't realize that and just move on, find someone else? How come you stayed stuck on her? Why did she play my feelings? Because it was easy. Not all girls are nice girls. No, she didn't have one. I called you dude. Oh, you called me dude. I don't like that. That's disrespectful. Okay? Don't call me dude. I don't like when my girl tried that shit. It took a while to break of that nonsense. That's one thing, word name I just can't stand. It's a pet peeve of mine. It's okay. Just call me Supreme or Player Supreme or Sir. Alpha Male. Great podcast sampler you gave for 3 hours. Recommend to everyone to buy the Player Supreme podcast. Yeah, you get a year's worth of shows there. And as Grease said, that's what taught me the game. King Cupola, hey, Supreme, met this girl last night, fucked her in her car, and she dropped me off at home. I don't like car fucking, but props to you there, brother. Fire Lizard. But when girls don't mention they have a boyfriend, they usually have a fuck buddy. Or they're looking for a fuck buddy, you mean. Michael, the nice thing is fake, where we were all played by this program. The feministic movement didn't create the nice guy. More in Hollywood more than anything else. But what was the reason she flirted and shit? Because she could. Why is your mind stuck on that loop? I'm right brain. I'm not left brain. I don't get obsessed on things and click where. Now you're locked. So I don't understand. I don't understand you. Because she can. Chicks can go out there and flirt. It doesn't mean a damn thing to them. They love to play with dudes. When they start growing titties and you guys start chasing after them, they learn their power. And some chicks enjoy it. They're called freaks, by the way. You ran into a freak. Good girls, freaks, and hoes. Hoes are the chicks that go after dudes with money. Freaks are the chicks that play with dudes, have back doors, or friends with benefits, cheat on their boyfriends. They fuck around. They love sex by the pound. They love their male attention. They learn to manipulate you. to get you to do things for them, like this chick did with you. Now your mind's all fucked up. I mean, you've been thinking about this shit for weeks. I'm going to use your word. Dude, broseph. No, don't do that. She didn't dress like a good girl either. Of course not. She's a freak. That's what attracted you, though. Freaks, they know the power of their bodies over you guys. When you gain your personal power, her power have no effect on you. I've had chicks try that shit. Debris says, I like the hour shows. That's cool. This may end up being one of them, by the way, fellas. But I gotta educate Fire Lizard, man. Dude. I'm calling you dude. You know, I use it, but I'm not gonna let this use on me. Ain't that interesting? Bro. She dressed that way to attract male attention. She got it. She even got a meal out of it, man. She got a free meal. And she's the one that suggested. Yeah. But people say it's a man's job to talk first. Yeah. But what you don't understand is the reality of the game. You must be new to my channel also, Fire Lizard. Women do the choosing. Let me know if you can accept that or not. Hold up, fellas. Let me know if you actually understand that truth or not, I should say. Do you understand that women actually do the choosing? They choose who they open their legs for. And if you're aware of how it is for women, even freaks, it is an emotional thing. Less of an emotional thing for freaks because they just enjoy the nut. But it's still, you're invading her body. Okay? So they choose who they're going to let fuck them. We don't go up and hypnotize them and all this other shit. She chooses you. They do, but maybe let's not deal with that. So you recognize that women do the choosing, right? So what you have to do is look for women that are choosing you, step over and talk to them to avoid all this bullshit nonsense that you're dealing with in the game. Yeah. You'll find that your game will be a lot easier. Now, what do you do when the hottest chick in the room ain't choosing you? Do you want to know why she's not giving you eye contact? Because she don't like you. She have no interest in opening her legs to you. That's why. So why step over to her, try to talk her and open her legs for you when you got a girl over there that's willing to open her legs for you? Just because she's hotter than this girl over here. Why do that? Why play your dick out like that? Now, a lot of guys do it because of their ego. They just got to get the hottest chick in the room. They just got to run over there and put the bid in and get played. Alpha Male Network. People aren't grateful for the game you give out in your shows. The PUA information is equivalent to rimstones. Your information is like refined gold and silver. People should be grateful for that. Thank you there. You know what? I'm going to put that on my new Facebook channel, the Real Men's channel. Oh, oops, wrong place. Thanks for that, Alpha Male. Okay, I'm back. Fire Lizard. I talked to her several times. I did my best. Chalk up the game. Move on. How did she know I was going to pay for her? What the fuck? Because dudes do that. That's the way it is out there. That's the way it is in the dating game. Because she knows men. Think about all the males she done played before you. How old are you, Fire Lizard? Are you over 21? If she's over 21, think about all the dudes since she was, let's say since she was just 20. I'm going real small, just 20. How many dudes has she done that to? And gotten free meals? By the time she's 21, you're 21, she's 21 too. She's a master at it. She knows dudes. She knows you're going to pay for her. Michael, those guys running after the hots will always get played. I didn't get played, but they chose up on me. That was the difference. Infinite One. Girls never give me choosing. How do you make a woman choose you? By becoming the kind of man that they like, Infinite One. I did a whole video on you, dude. I just used the word again. Wow. Didn't realize I use that word so much. Infinite One, I did a whole video on you, but it got fucked up and I lost it. Sorry about that. And I never remade it again. She knew everything about the food. She'd been there before. Yeah. She probably has a game going with the servers. Like, I used to take girls to this bar in Sacramento on 19th Street. Jovina, wasn't that damn bar that Brother Dave worked at? The Zebra Club, yeah. It's famous. They do the Coyote Ugly shit. They do the birthday shit where they throw you in the counter and pour it down the shit. And I used to take, chicks in there. It was like a game. I'd bring them around for Brother Dave to see. Yeah, you were one of them. I took you in there for Brother Dave to see. My latest conquest. King Cupola, player, quick question. I have an issue with my height. I'm 5'6". Talking to girls that's 5'7". How can I handle this? By dating girls that are under 5'6". That's the best way to handle it. Otherwise, you got to learn to deal with your height issues, man. The average height that I deal with in this community is 5'5". You're an inch taller. For some reason, it seems to be 5'5". Fire Lizard. But guys that are not Brad Pitt, what should they do? What should they do about what? Find the girls that are choosing you. Okay, she knew everything about the food. Yeah, that was your last comment. Guys that are not Brad Pitt, what should they do? You find the girls that are on your own level. You'll find that if you look back, if you've ever been laid before, that if you ever had a real seduction, it was with a girl that's on your own level. If you're like a 7, she was more like a 7. Okay? If not below that. And if you're like a 7 and you're going after the 10s, it's just not going to work. Because 10s have the confidence here, you're down here at 7 level. Her vibration up here, your vibration is here. You don't feel good to hang out with to these people up there. Okay? Let me know if that makes sense. What's the difference between hoe chasing and approacher? That is the same. It's the same thing. Hoe chasing is just basically cold approaching. Telemarketing. See a hot chick, you run over after her. Want to fuck? Another hot chicks walk by. Want to fuck? By the way, girls know exactly, listen, Fire Lizard, girls know exactly what you want. Jovina, help me out here. Take your headphones off. I'm trying to explain to this fellow that girls know exactly, come over here, what you want when a dude steps over. They know that you just want to fuck. Okay? You may want to make her your girlfriend and all that, but your real purpose is you just want to fuck. What do you got to say about that? Let's hear a woman's point of view. Every guy that approached you, did you know what they really want?
Of course. It was not a secret.
Yeah. So cold approaching means you're going to girl, over to girl, Jovina, I just want to fuck.
Pretty much.
I'll take you out, though.
You don't say those words.
Yeah, you don't say those words, but
we know. We already know what that's about.
Yeah. So girls know, Fire Lizard, when you're flirting with them, all you really want is to fuck. That's like a carrot and a stick. You're like a jackass when she's sitting on the donkey riding you. Two different things, jackass and donkey.
I don't know.
You had burros back in.
There's a burro and there's a donkey.
Yeah, okay. You're the jackass she's riding with the carrot holding in front of her. Okay? So they know exactly what you want. So when you step over, trying to flirt and be cute with her, she knows you just want to fuck. Think about, since you hit puberty, you notice the guys noticed you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How many times have you been approached? You're now 50 plus years of age. Mm-hmm. How many think you've been approached in your life? Over 1,000 times? 10,000? How many guys have tried to get at the pussy?
Oh, God. I don't know about 10,000, but...
You ain't that hot, huh?
Excuse me. I've lost count, but it's up there.
Yeah. So at 21, well, you were married. Fuck.
I was married.
Yeah.
They didn't stop guys from doing that. You know, you go to the grocery store, even if you have your kids with you, it doesn't stop them. That's the pathetic thing.
Yeah, that's pretty pathetic. Okay, so girls know every time you step over what you want. They know you're gonna try some cute shit. Do you ever think in your head, okay, let me see this idiot's routine? You ever just sit back, just watch them do their thing and do their little tap dancing?
Yeah, I'm just sitting there and watching in amazement, like,
yeah,
really?
Can you guys imagine how stupid you look to girls? Stepping over, trying to flirt and be cute, and she hasn't seen it 1,000 times. She's thinking in her head, okay, here we go. Let's see what this routine is about. Can you imagine how stupid you look?
I had one guy chase me down literally into the store. He was in his car. I was getting out of my car, getting ready to walk into the store. He got out of his car. He pulled back into his space, got out of the car, chased me down into the store, and all of a sudden he's behind me. I'm looking around at stuff, and he's behind me. He called me by somebody else's name. I guess he thought I was somebody else. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Excuse me."
You tried that one. Huh?
Yeah, I said, "Excuse me." No, I'm not so and so. And he looked just like an ex-girlfriend of mine. I said, "Well, I'm not her because I don't know you."
Now, you know, Jovina was a cute little Portuguese. She had a high school, actually a junior high school teacher. Remember, after her kid was in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that was some shit right there. He remembered her from when she was in junior high school. And now she's a grown-ass woman with a teenage kid. That teacher I'm trying to explain, that teacher had some kind of thing for her. King Kubla, I like tall girls because I'll show them who's okay. You have that short man complex, King Kubla. You have a short man complex. That means you have a weakness that can be taken advantage of. Guys with short man complex, they'll drive big trucks. You've seen them. That they got to climb. I saw a dude that was like 5 feet tall. His truck was up this high. He had to go up a fucking ladder. It made him feel like a big man. Notice I'm making fun of it? Feel like a big man. Yeah, I'm a big man. No, you're not a big man.
Little man with
you're
a truck.
Yeah, little man complex. And they want to date 6 foot tall girls because they feel like big men. That's your ego playing you out in the world. Okay? You have a weakness. And I didn't even know you had that weakness, man. Let's see. Where am I at? So what does people do who aren't Brad Pitt? You find girls that are on your level because they're going to choose you. But you got to give them something to choose. You know, it can't just be an ordinary dude. You'll attract an ordinary scruffy chick. If you're a dusty dude, bummy and dusty chicks may notice you. That's what one of my channels about. I'm about teaching guys to become real men. Start your own business type of dudes. I'm trying to make you guys into entrepreneurs, basically. Entrepreneurs in your dating game, entrepreneurs in your basic life. You see the trophies behind me. I'm not an ordinary dude. I don't do ordinary dude things. Okay? King says, oh, that's true, player. Thanks for keeping it real. You're very welcome, King. Scout Chelsea. She also says having sex early is not a good idea from... Okay, Scout Chelsea had something else to say. How would you deal with a female with no parents? I fucked the female that I met that had no parents. Both of them had passed away. That's how I dealt with her. She also says having sex early is not a good idea from experience. So she's already had sex. But now she's trying to prevent you from having sex. But she wants to take you out. Dump that bitch. Walk the fuck off. Find someone else. I can't believe how you guys get played by shit, man, out there. It's just fucking amazing. Girls won't have sex. Dupree, it's really hard with black girls. Yes, it is. I feel for you guys who are dating their sisters. There are some good sisters out there, though. But the black community has been tooled too much. It's, not necessarily the best. But, honor to you for wanting to stick with the community. I didn't. White and Latin females, alpha male. Black girls got some game. Way too much. Yeah. But there are some black chicks that, are decent, though. The church chicks, educated sisters. They may not look as good as the ghetto sisters, but hey. King says, I love the sisters play up, but not the ratchet ones. Nope. Are you black, King? I can't see your photo. You're either black or brown. You're either East Indian or, and I can't remember now. My memory is dim. Can you make some more coffee? Let's have a cup of coffee. If you have any questions for a girl, I got my woman sitting right here. Well, she's going to make some coffee, but... the fuck's wrong with you?
My knees are messed up.
I'm Hispanic, Dominican. Are you African descent Dominican or... Yeah, you got color in you. You one of those? I'm not black, I'm Dominican. The guy that started that nonsense in the Dominican or DR, he was half black, half Spanish, but he wore white makeup to make himself look full. He got guys to hate the black side of you. Dupree, you said you only look for white or Latin women. I only attracted white or Latin women. I went to white nightclubs. Not me in the profile, but I have part European African. Okay. Oh, that's Sammy Sosa? That motherfucker tried to bleach his skin. Just to look lighter. That's some fucked up shit, man. Volume is really low. No. The volume is... Let me make sure I'm on the right mic. Make sure it's not your computer. Yeah, I'm on the blue ball. I'm good. And the volume is actually excellent. It's at the top. So it must be you, dude. There I go again. Yo, Supreme, I don't know why, but white women are awkward as fuck when picking them up. I've never had a problem. White women. Alpha male. Hispanic is close to black. There are some Dominicans who hate being black or melanin. Yeah. Is that you there? Were you programmed with that, King? Alpha male network. The thing about black females, it's hard to find some who like good intellectual conversation. Exactly. Not saying they're not out there, but it's I know. I really know. Which just shows the educational system in America is a shame, because we were the most undereducated people in America. It's unfortunate that our race has been tooled so much that there are people that have our blood in them but don't want to honor that. Even our mixed brothers, some of them want to say, well, I'm not black, I'm mixed. So the cops stop and beat them upside the head, but they want that. And they are half. He goes, I'm not like that. I'm more light-skinned, like Drake complexion, but we are all part Taino. Yeah, a lot of you guys have that mixture. So my question was, did you get the tooling? That whole stuff against being black? Because I know it's just in the culture, it's in the families. If you have a dark brother, he gets teased. In my dad's family, they had a sister they called Blackie. And I don't think it was I think their mom had an affair. His mom had an affair or something. But it came out her complexion. My dad's mom was black. Jack Gentry. Confidence is the most important thing, but muscles are definitely a leg up. Major difference since I put on 40 pounds in the last few years. I can agree with that too. Confidence is the most important thing, but you also want to have a nice body. But that gives you confidence as well. Scout. Supreme. Most of the females today have been programmed to be attracted to certain personalities. And what kind of personalities are those there, Scout? King. Our slave masters were Spanish, Spain. So I speak the language of my masters. Shaking my head. Yeah. Mine were obviously English. And we speak English here in the States. Our slave masters. Speaking of my dad's family, I would hate to have been that sister called Blackie in a family of light-skinned people. That would have been fucked up. Grease, his brothers and sisters, they're all really light-skinned. He's the only dark-skinned one in the family. Now, I'd hate to have been in that position, but they didn't do that shit to him. They'll make fun of him because of skin tone. Both his parents are light-skinned as well. They're from the islands, Jamaica. And I guess the Jamaicans, English? I think it was England that ruled them. Jack Gentry, put up that video of leveling the playing field that was taken down after your channel was deleted. Yeah, if you send it to me, I'll put it up, the Jack. Be happy to. King Coop, and yes, Supreme, it is racist among Dominicans, probably worse than American. Remo, MK Ultra, Supreme. What do you think about using female friends as part of your game? I never did it, so I don't really have any thoughts on it. To be honest with you, I never did it. Hey, Jovina, this is your fucking culture.
What?
African booty scratcher. He used that same word that your son said.
Who used
Your son, remember African booty scratchers?
Oh.
Did he get it from a black dude or did he get it?
He got it from his friend.
Oh, okay. Let's see. King Koopa, hey Supreme. They used to call dark black African booty scratcher back in the days. Well, Jovina's son got in trouble at school because he used that phrase. He learned it from
first grade.
in first grade. He learned it from his black friend
Dominic. Yeah.
Dominic. Yeah, and he called Dominic that, or
No, he dared Stephen to call somebody that, and I don't even know who it was.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was somebody black that he called that.
So
and
he got in trouble.
Heard about it and he got in trouble. I got called to school for that.
Yeah. Scout Chelsea, ongoing kind. You always describe yourself as the introverted kind. Is back engineering the only way to level the playing field? Can you think of another way to level it? Wouldn't it make sense to figure out how the field works? If you're born with certain qualities, meaning height, looks, and all that, so you're not going to be able to level it like Brad Pitt would level the playing field. So would it make sense to figure shit out so you can work your way in to your advantage, there, Scout? Remember, I don't think like you guys do. I think differently. And I'm realizing that that difference comes out in some of your questions and the way you guys think. I'm trying to get you to think outside the box. Supreme, what do you think about using female friends as part of the game? That's like way back in the 90s. I guess the 90s is a long time to you, Remo. You're only 20-something. Just a baby. It wasn't me. When I came online, I saw guys using dykes as wingmen. And I put that to me is like in the same category. A woman that's gonna know that you're a fucking player is gonna betray other women and help you. Remember, I'm a player. I come from a player where I thought like a player. I walk like a player. I ate like a player. If a player could eat differently, so when I look at that ideology of a female is going to betray other women to get fucked over by me. Now you see why I never used it like that. I did have one female set me up. One of my clients, she was a hairdresser. The girl that squirted. She was either a Raiderette or she had tried out for the Raiders. She squirted. Remember the one that squirted my car? Psst, like a water faucet. Psst. Weirdest shit I ever ran into. But anyway, that's the only time, but it wasn't a wingman. She set me up. She said, you two would fit good together. She didn't know her friend was a freak. King Koopa, hey, Supreme. I've been waiting for the day for somebody to call me a spick. People think I'm mixed, and Southern people assume I'm black. But if somebody called me a spick, I would get a good laugh. Scout Chelsea, Supreme. Were you ever been called weird? Yeah. In your dark days, did people describe you as weird? Yeah. Jovina, would you call me weird to this day?
For sure weird.
I'm still weird. Shit ain't changed. I did hide it when I was in the game because I learned to normalize myself. I learned to fool them. If you're weird, you got to fool people around you that you're not weird. You got to change your whole vibration, your whole energy. Is my weirdness a good weird or a bad weird? Jovina?
It's a good weird.
Supreme, what if a guy gets no eye contact of women and he's dressed to the nines and feels good about himself? Okay. That's a fellow that doesn't know how to look for eye contact, because women love a well-dressed man. The concept doesn't even exist to me. You're doing that what if shit also. I don't do the what if shit. Okay? That's a man that's looking at the hot chicks also. Instead of dating on his own level. Look at chicks at his own level. Just because you dress up in a nice outfit doesn't make you hot. It just makes you nicely dressed, well put together. You're still the same fool that you were before. King, haha, for some reason, I can't hide my weirdness, but I tend to get women to like me the way I am. Exactly. Michael Noel, well, intuitive people can seem weird. As I'm intuitive, I've got that. Forgot. Again, you're doing a what if. Michael Nolan says, what if a guy doesn't like his own caste level? Suffer. Too bad. Work your way up to a different class. If you're a 6, start working on yourself. Get rid of the body fat. The human body can become fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. Oh, fuck. Hold on. I love to show photos of my son, Christopher. You guys have seen him before. Nope, Tracy. No, I don't want him. I actually called him. I changed his new phone to dummy. Oh, I've got a photo for you fellas. I've never seen a buffed out East Indian guy, so East Indians will like this. Let's see, where is it at? It's in my downloads. Now he's on the juice, but I'm going to show you the juice. Okay, this is East Indian guy. But notice how he does the perfect beard. East Indian guys, they grow a lot of facial hair, but they generally have good features that they can work with. You can tell he's on a juice. See, he's getting gynecomastia around his nipples. You see the puffiness right there? He's growing little boobs. But that's a great physique. He's actually competing out there. My son's going to do the same contest where they show up in the shorts. But because East Indians don't eat beef, I always thought they would struggle to gain weight, but this guy overcame that by using steroids. But he knows how to get the right haircut and the right look that'll make him look handsome. And he's about 5'6", maybe 5'7". Okay. Good job on that to that fella. All right. Let's see. Here we go. I'm going to show you guys a photo. It'll show my son Christopher right the year of 9/11. He cut me out of the photo. I'm standing right next to him. Let's see. And then when he was 302 pounds. And then I'm going to show you what he did with his body, for those of you guys who have never seen this, that you can achieve with your own body. All you got to do is put in the work. So, Michael, you tried to diet before, you still, you haven't reached your genetic potential, your full potential to look outstanding, to become a head turner. me one more second. Okay. Are you ready? All right. This is my son Christopher before he went to Paris for a couple of years. This is him when he got fat. See the moobs? The big belly? We looked identical. This is him today. He asked me for some workouts. I trained him, put him on a diet program. He's now ready to compete. So he's been able to, look at his weak shoulders here. Look at his shoulders now, the shoulder caps. Look at his arms, all fat and flabby and small. Now look at his guns. Look at his waist. Look at his waist here. We both wear the same clothes. In this photo, I've got the same size waist that he cut me out of. I'm just a hair taller than he is. He's 5'11". I was just a little bit over 6 feet. We're both wearing boots, or he's wearing boots. I'm wearing tennis shoes. Look at his waist now. Look at his pecs. That's what you can do with your body, fellas, if you just put in the time and put in the work. You can change yourself. So if you're trying to really become a head turner, and I don't want to put my son down, but facially, his face is decent. He's got my face, basically. Only a little bit different. You notice we have the same eyes? My father had those eyes, the kind of droopy eyes. You can change yourself if you just put in the time work. You can achieve this. All of you guys can achieve this. I don't care what race you are. You can achieve this look if you put in the time and the work, and you have the right training programs out there. It's not that hard. So to Michael Nolan, if you don't look like this, then you haven't achieved your ultimate potential. Okay? Have I made myself clear? Let's see, I think I want scene 3. Let's do the transition, and I'm back. Any questions, Michael? What the fuck? Good body look. He's not on steroids. He's natural, by the way. I can't do steroids, and I won't wreck my skin. Exactly. Call it Hello Supreme. What did your son eat to lose so much weight? He ate chicken by the bagfuls. Chicken. He ate high protein diet, and every now and then he had some veggies. That's good, like Chris Jr. has, and that's your program. Yeah. He's doing my workouts. King Koopler, your son probably scooping up girls like the kitten cats. Actually, he's not like me player-wise. He is single again, and he has a girlfriend. He doesn't go to the clubs. He just works on his body. He has a problem. He's obsessive compulsive. He has that disorder. He got it from his mom. Like, he got to close the door 3 times. He don't do shit around me because I'll make fun of him. But at his own home, he's telling me that he used to, open the window 3 times and close it. Obsessive. So he's obsessed on his body. He's obsessed on, making sure that he eats well all the time. And that's the kind of obsession that you need to have to get there. Michael, that's my aim, that body, your program, and I know it would help my BJJ. Yeah. How about intermittent fasting? Is that Is it any good? Yeah, intermittent fasting is a good program. Look at what the Hodge twins achieved with it. Any questions for a woman that you can ask Jovina since she's sitting here for a few minutes? Shake it. Squeeze it. As I tell a lot of guys who want to become players, you need that first girlfriend. That first girlfriend's going to teach you what kind of man you really are.
That's good practice.
What does she feel in a man? I don't know if she understands that question. What do you feel in a man? Do you mean what is she like in a man? What is she like in a man? What do you like in a man?
Oh. Well, I have to be honest.
No, Khalid. Yeah.
Looks are not the first priority for me, which they are for most women.
Should be, because you got all this.
But it just isn't. I look for other things too, like character, confidence, good conversationalist,
good conversational,
things like that. Somebody I can talk to that will listen and talk about,
have a conversation with.
Yeah, have a conversation with, exactly.
Yeah.
Looks are like third, fourth place. Everything else comes first. That's what I like.
Yeah, she's not representative of every woman out there. There are women out there that only want looks.
I don't, because there are a lot out there. I would say the younger they are, the more they're obsessed with looks.
Exactly.
Because honestly, when I was younger, I was more obsessed with looks than I am now. Not as much as some, but more so than now.
What age were you obsessed with looks?
Well, I'm talking like in high school.
Yeah. And who'd you like back then? Keith Partridge?
No, actually not. No. No. Do you remember that mystery book, The Hardy Boys? One of the Hardy Boys.
Oh, one of the sons. Yeah. The older one. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
People like that. Even what was the name? I can't remember the name of the show that used to drive that car. The car's name was Kit.
That was a cartoon.
No, it wasn't a cartoon.
Oh, they made it a show.
Yeah, they made it into a show.
I didn't watch the show. I was married then.
I know the actor too. I can't remember his name. He's older now, of course.
Yeah.
He also did beach show that he was a lifeguard. Baywatch.
Oh,
yeah,
that dude. Yeah. I didn't know he was on the show.
Yeah.
The Baywatch guy.
So,
okay.
People like that. But yeah, I mean, it changes as you get older. You look for other things because
your values change.
Well, yeah, you want more out of a guy than just looks.
That's what I went through also.
So
when I first started, I was all about the looks. It had to be, because I was an aerobic instructor expecting to date these skinny chicks who I didn't even like.
Oh, but that's what other people's expectation of you were, not yours.
Yeah.
You just kind of fell into that.
Yeah. How can Jovina spot a nice guy behavior? What is nice guy behavior to you?
Oh God, it's so obvious. Just the way they talk, their conversation, let me do this for you. Let me get you this. Oh, pull out a chair for that kind of thing. Very polite.
Your dudes pull out chairs for your
very
ass.
Polite. Just trying to. They
Please
just don't
you.
know what to do for you. Yeah, it's like they're just do anything to just make you love them or like them. It's just like, oh, if I do this, if I'm so nice to her, overly nice to her, she's going to fall for me, and that gets to be, wow.
How does that make you feel?
Stifled, maybe.
Stifled. That's interesting.
Yeah, sort of like, let me breathe. Give me some room. Because they do tend to
get clingy.
Cling.
Interesting. You guys who are nice guys, you hear that? You guys get clingy, and you stifle a chick.
Sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you just can't always say yes and always do for that. Sometimes you have to have them do for you.
What do you mean?
It can be 50-50. It doesn't have to be.
Oh, for the girls, yeah.
Yeah, because some guys, expect everything done for them all the time, and then they don't ever do anything in return.
That's me.
Not really.
Not really? Okay, good.
Yeah, no, not. But some guys are the total opposite. It's like they do everything and they expect nothing in return. Well, that's the kind of relationship you're going to have. Yeah. Is always doing and never receiving.
You know who's like that? Roger.
Exactly. He's exactly like that. He'll do.
He cooks for his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God! Can you imagine?
That's nice if he wants to do it once in a while. Okay, then give her a break. But all the time, and she never does anything.
No, she doesn't have to even cook. One of my clients, they're both my clients, and
he tends to keep her, but is she happy? I don't know.
I don't know either.
She won't say.
She never would say anything.
Of course, they're an older couple too.
Yeah, they are. What are you gonna do? Just spend, you have a friend for the rest of your life. At least they're friends. Michael Nolan. I tend to clown them a bit, tease playfully, naturally. When people say that, playfully, naturally, I wonder if it's really natural. Though I can smile and laugh a lot. There's my problem versus the playful smile. I'm trying to tone it down. They have no self-awareness as they're manipulative, he says, about nice guys. That self-awareness product would be, here he goes again, good help. I have no idea how to design a product like that, Michael, to be honest with you. And it'd be good help for you, but who else? Normal nice is okay.
No, yeah, there is such thing as just being nice in a normal way.
Yeah, just a decent person.
Absolutely,
yeah.
But
yeah. I put out quite a few shows on nice guys. Called Nice Guys. And every time I put up a video like that, the nice guys crawl from under rocks to make their little comments.
Nice guys are pleasers, and all they want to do is please.
Pussy pleasers.
But they don't think about being happy themselves. They don't think about themselves. They think about everyone else, and that's all that matters to them. They feel like if they're nice all the time, that they'll get that in return, but they don't get that in return. They just get taken.
Can you ask why women play so many games? She didn't play games though. Well,
I don't know why. Because it's fun for them.
That's what I was trying to get one fellow to understand earlier. They learned that shit and they enjoy it.
They play games because that's exactly what it's called. It's called a game. They're playing a game because they think it's entertaining for them.
Exactly. Yeah. King is defending himself. He says, "Hey Supreme, I would cook for my girl, side girl, booty call. Women love that. Hey, my side girls cooked for me. So you do what you do. I did what I did. I rarely cooked. I've cooked for you a few times, though. Yeah. But when I was in the game, I'd rather have a woman cook for me. That's woman's work, as far as I'm concerned. It's good you're a good cook. You want to show it off. That seems like mainstream people, do that kind of thing.
But no, some guys actually like doing that. They like to
like Roger.
Well, because
likes to cook.
Probably because she can't cook, and
how do you be a woman raised in the United States and you can't cook and of her age, her generation?
Because she probably never had to do it at home when she was.
It looks like guys have spoiled her entire life. That's what I say. Because she was married before.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Her first husband was a coach.
Oh, he was.
I think in Kentucky. Kartig. Nice guys seem to have issues with their upbringings. They usually never got approval from their parents, so they seek it from their dating partner. That's interesting because that's the way I was. Didn't get approval from one of my parents. And I agree with that. Because I was a nice guy, by the way.
You weren't.
Yeah, it was.
That was before my time.
Way before your time. I killed that motherfucker a long time ago, back in my 20s.
Where'd you bury him? Where'd you bury him?
I destroyed him. There was none left.
Blew him up.
Actually, I'm still a nice guy.
Ah!
I'm a nice guy. Come on.
You hear me laughing, right, guys?
See, I get no love here, man. I tell her I'm a nice guy. She's over laughing, cackling. Not laughing, but cackling.
I'm not
like
cackling,
an old bat.
just a party laugh.
Hey, I'm still with you. That's a nice guy.
Oh, that makes you nice?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
You know what the plan was. I was just going to play you.
Okay,
Yeah, remember that?
And I would have just moved on.
You would have moved on,
did.
yeah. Yeah. You always did, yeah. Moved on to the next fool.
The next what?
Fool.
Is that what they were? Fools? That's a lot.
Any more questions? Dominic, is a 315 deadlift good? It sounds good to me, Dominic. Don't compare yourself to other people's deadlifts or lifts, fellas. Only compare yourself to you. If it was extremely hard and challenging for you, that's a good lift for you. Okay? You'll never get me to co-sign on. Is a 315 a deadlift a good lift? I have to compare it to what I did, what other people do, and shit like that. There's only one standard out there. If you go by national standards, a 300-pound bench press, you get into the 300-pound club. But no. Just do what's good for you. One more question so I can end this show and you can take off now. Is Michael Nolan going to spell properly? No, he never will, Greg. I've never seen him spell properly, and he never will. Creatine is good, Supreme. I think for gaining. Yeah, creatine is good. I don't like to take anything. I like to use just what's natural. Like I like natural gain. I like natural pussy. I don't like pussy with some implants in it and some fake ass and shit. I like natural shit. I don't care if they sag down their bellies. Just give me some natural titties. I like everything natural. You can take off now. Natural ass. One more question, and I'm going to go ahead and end the show. We're not going to do no 3-hour thing today. It's Saturday morning. It's early. Nobody's up. People just now starting to wake up. That's why I'm glad I came in early. Creatine is good, Supreme. Yeah. Okay, looks like no more questions, so we can wind the show down a little bit. It's been a pleasure, fellas. You guys have a good day. It's Saturday here in the States, so enjoy your Saturday. If you're single, try to get out to a club tonight, okay? Don't sit at home. Don't do a nerd thing and play video games or a YouTube thing doing YouTube videos. That's what I did last night. Did YouTube videos. And it's boring as fuck. Get out there into the real world, okay? You're not old yet. You're still young. And do it while you're young. That way, when you get to my age, you can be like me. I can look back on my memories and have it with pride and pleasure. All right, talk to you guys soon.